Did you know that Mongolia is home to the fattest people in Asia? From fierce sandstorms to unique customs you won't find anywhere else, what secrets does this independent nation hold? In today's video, we explore 20 surprising facts that will change the way you see this extraordinary country. With 49.4% of its population classified as obese or overweight, Mongolia currently has one of the highest rates in the region. This presents significant public health challenges, including increasing rates of heart disease, hypertension, stroke, diabetes, and cancer. What makes this situation especially complex is the underlying cause. Many Mongolians consume calorie-dense foods like animal meats, milk, and dairy products out of necessity rather than choice. The country's harsh climate and nomadic lifestyle require these high-energy foods to survive extremely cold winters, where temperatures can drop to -40 degrees Fahrenheit. In Mongolia, a larger body size is often culturally accepted or seen as a sign of prosperity and resilience in a demanding environment. This intersection of cultural values, survival needs, and modern health challenges makes Mongolia's situation a complex and important topic for understanding obesity and health in different contexts. Could learning from Mongolia's experience change how we think about obesity in different cultures? Comment and chat with me. Mongolia faces some of the deadliest sandstorms on Earth, and they are worsening each year. The Gobi Desert, while known for its landscapes, also triggers life-threatening storms that can bury people alive. In 2021, the worst sandstorm in a decade struck Mongolia. During the storm, a herder tending sheep was caught as the sky turned black and visibility dropped to zero. He huddled with his sheep, only to be buried under sand by morning. His brother spent hours digging him out and he survived. Sadly, 10 other herders weren't as fortunate and died trapped on the steppes with no shelter. The storm also killed an estimated 1,600,000 livestock, devastating many families' livelihoods. Scientists blame expanding desertification caused by overgrazing and mining. Climate change has made these conditions worse, creating severe environmental damage. In response, Mongolia and China have launched large reforestation projects to stabilize dunes and increase vegetation. If these efforts fail, many nomadic communities may lose their traditional way of life, a culture that has lasted thousands of years. The stakes are very high. The environment shapes culture in unexpected ways. How did ancient beliefs about cleanliness evolve in this harsh land? The answer might surprise you. In 13th century Mongolia, during the time of Genghis Khan, bathing was uncommon due to spiritual beliefs. Many Mongolians believed that using water to cleanse the body could disturb the earth's dragon veins, leading to divine punishment. This belief deeply influenced daily life, and even washing in rivers was discouraged in many areas. Mongol warriors often wore the same clothing for long periods, removing and shaking their garments to remove lice rather than washing them regularly. The natural scent they carried was sometimes referred to as strong Mongolian. Rather than seeing this as negative, it was regarded by some as a sign of resilience and strength. Receiving worn clothes from Genghis Khan was considered an honor, as personal items carrying the Khan's scent were valued highly, even more than gold or jewels in some cases. While modern Mongolian society practices hygiene like anywhere else, some remote communities still preserve traditional customs shaped by their history and environment. This highlights how cultural norms evolve and differ across time and place. Before continuing, I have a special 10-second request for all of you listening. If you can help me in any way, please hit the notification bell and subscribe. It helps this channel so much, and if you do that, I will do everything I can to make this show even better for you. Deal? In certain regions near Tibet, the Moshuo community practices a unique matriarchal system that has existed for over 2,000 years. Women in these villages are allowed to have multiple partners simultaneously and are encouraged to form meaningful relationships with each. Property passes through the female line, and children inherit their mother's surname. One distinctive tradition is the walking marriage, where a man visits a woman's home by invitation, stays overnight, and returns to his own family in the morning. These relationships carry no social stigma, and women are free to have multiple partners. The community values all mothers, regardless of paternity. Respect for guests varies with age, reflecting local customs. Young or middle-aged male guests might be warmly welcomed in traditional ways as part of hospitality. Coming-of-age ceremonies celebrate this cultural freedom. At 13, children receive traditional clothing and begin sleeping in separate rooms called flower rooms, marking their transition to adulthood and eligibility to participate in walking marriages. This social system differs markedly from typical marriage customs worldwide, offering a unique perspective on relationships, family, and community. Marriage and family aren't the only traditions that challenge expectations. How does Mongolia's idea of beauty differ from the rest of the world? Historically in Mongolia, the more traditionally beautiful and talented a woman was, the more likely she was to remain single. This stemmed from a cultural preference that valued strength and practicality over conventional beauty. Traditional Mongolian society prized women who could perform demanding physical labor, manage livestock, and endure harsh environments. Women seen as delicate or primarily focused on appearance were often considered less suited for the nomadic lifestyle. In this context, beauty and slimness were sometimes associated with impracticality. This cultural preference has created a modern paradox. Mongolian families invest significantly in their daughters' education, as livestock management is often viewed as primarily men's work. As a result, Mongolian women tend to be more educated and professionally successful than men, with lower unemployment and longer life expectancy. However, many modern Mongolian women face pressure to balance career success with expectations to marry by a certain age. This can create challenges in the dating scene, where accomplished women may find it difficult to find compatible partners. Meanwhile, some men may feel uncertain or intimidated by the success of women, affecting relationship dynamics. When many think of Mongolia, they imagine vast open spaces and clean air. However, the reality in Ulaanbaatar, the capital city, is very different. It ranks among the most polluted cities in the world, with air quality so poor that on some days visibility is severely reduced by thick haze. The main cause is heavy reliance on coal for heating and energy. During the cold months, the air fills with harmful particulates and gases. At its worst, pollution levels were measured at over 100 times the World Health Organization's recommended maximum for dangerous airborne particles. Geography worsens the problem. Ulaanbaatar lies in a narrow valley surrounded by mountains, which traps polluted air under a thermal inversion, creating a dome of poor air quality over the city. The government has taken steps to address this, including banning raw coal and introducing cleaner burning briquettes. These measures helped reduce pollution by half in 2019. Unfortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic and increased poverty led some residents to return to burning cheaper fuels like plastic, garbage, and unprocessed coal, causing pollution levels to rise again. Living in Ulaanbaatar during winter poses serious health risks. Children commonly develop respiratory issues, and older adults face increased health complications from the polluted air. It highlights the urgent need for sustainable solutions to urban air pollution that affect communities globally. Climate change and economic pressures have created a humanitarian challenge on Ulaanbaatar's outskirts in large, unregulated tent settlements called districts. Nearly one-third of Mongolia's population lives here, often without basic infrastructure like sanitation, electricity, or clean water. These permanent communities formed as families. Many former herders lost their traditional livelihoods due to severe weather, desertification, and climate change. They live in traditional circular tents made of wood and felt, usually without running water or sewage. In winter, when temperatures drop to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, residents burn whatever fuel they can to stay warm, worsening the city's air pollution. The government plans eco-districts with insulated homes, parks, solar panels, and sanitation, but progress is limited. Districts highlight the clash between ancient nomadic traditions and modern challenges. These communities now face urban poverty caused by environmental and economic change, showing the human cost of climate change in developing countries. Mongolia faces a serious challenge with high rates of alcohol consumption, with approximately 30% of women and 50% of men classified as heavy drinkers. This issue has deep historical and cultural roots dating back to the era of Genghis Khan and the Imperial Mongols. In traditional Mongolian society, alcohol consumption became linked with ideas of masculinity, patriotism, and social status. The ability to drink large amounts without showing weakness was often seen as a sign of strength, while refusing to drink could carry social stigma. The harsh climate also contributes to this situation. Facing long, extremely cold winters with temperatures dropping to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, alcohol has been used as a means of temporary warmth and psychological relief. However, this can lead to harmful dependencies. Social expectations to drink remain strong. In many communities, alcohol plays a central role in social gatherings and business interactions, making abstaining difficult for those who wish to avoid it. The government has introduced intervention measures such as restricting alcohol sales on certain days and supporting Alcoholics Anonymous programs since 2013. Despite these efforts, change is challenging due to deep-rooted traditions and social norms. Despite abundant natural riches, many Mongolians remain poor. How can a country so rich in resources still struggle with poverty on this scale? Mongolia sits on trillions of dollars worth of natural resources like coal, copper, gold, and rare earth minerals. Yet about 36% of its population lies below the poverty line, earning less than $2 per day. This reflects the resource curse, where wealth from resources doesn't benefit most people equally. While some mining entrepreneurs grow rich, many Mongolians face ongoing economic struggles. Mining has caused large internal migration. Rural families leave their nomadic lifestyle to seek jobs in Ulaanbaatar but often end up in overcrowded, underserved areas with limited electricity, clean water, and insecure housing, especially during harsh winters. Though mining boosts economic growth, it also increases inequality and social problems. Environmental damage like desertification and water pollution harms communities. Much resource wealth benefits foreign companies and a local elite, with little improvement for most citizens. Mongolia's situation shows the challenges resource-rich developing nations face in turning natural wealth into broad economic and social progress. The Gobi Desert challenges everything you expect from a desert. Unlike the hot Sahara, the Gobi's winter temperatures can drop to -40 degrees Fahrenheit, cold enough to freeze your thoughts. Remarkably, it even snows on dunes, covering them in a strange mix of white and black, like vanilla ice cream sprinkled with pepper. Spanning over 1,300,000 square kilometers, the Gobi is 5 times larger than Germany and could hold the entire state of California 3 times. It shows 4 distinct seasons in one day: cold mornings like Alaska, hot midday heat like Nevada's desert, strong afternoon windstorms, and freezing nights. Despite its harsh climate, thousands of Mongolian nomads live here, alongside unique animals like the Bactrian camel. These double-humped camels are not just transport but lifelong companions adapted to extreme temperatures. The Gobi is also a key paleontological site. In 1923, fossilized dinosaur eggs were first found here. Once an ancient seabed, the desert still holds seashell and coral fossils in its sands. For astronomy lovers, the Gobi offers some of the clearest night skies, where the Milky Way stretches across the dark, blending blazing desert heat by day with star-filled skies at night. Mongolian weddings are epic tribal celebrations lasting 3 days or more, involving entire communities. These events showcase talents, traditional songs, and poetic competitions that can last for hours. Unlike Western weddings, Mongolian brides wearing red instead of white. Red symbolizes the sun, happiness, and eternal love, reflecting a different cultural view of marriage. Wedding processions can cover up to 100 kilometers, even when the couple lives close. A longer journey honors the groom's family and shows their commitment. Some processions take several days with camping along the way. Ceremonies occur inside gyrs, circular felt tents, connecting the celebration to nature and traditional nomadic life. Wedding gifts are unique. Rather than household items, families exchange livestock. The bride's family typically receives 30 to 50 animals, like cows, horses, and sheep. These gifts symbolize wealth, prosperity, and mutual support. Livestock provide milk, meat, transportation, clothing, and shelter materials, reflecting Mongolia's strong bond with the natural world and its way of life. Can you imagine traveling up to 100 kilometers as part of a wedding procession? What would that experience be like? In Mongolia, sute sai is more than a drink, it's essential for survival. Unlike sweet teas, it's salty and rich, made from green tea, milk, salt, and sometimes butter or sheep fat. In freezing temperatures, often hitting -22 degrees Fahrenheit, Mongolians drink 6 to 10 bowls daily, using it as water, soup, and a way to connect. Every jeer keeps a kettle simmering all day, symbolizing community and cultural identity. They sip the tea slowly, at a warm temperature, following traditional beliefs about balance and harmony with harsh climates. Offering tea is a sacred ritual of hospitality. Guests, whether friends or strangers, are always served tea first. Refusing it is seen as disrespect. For visitors, accepting sute tai is key to being welcomed, as the tea ceremony connects people to Mongolian culture, a liquid bridge between ancient tradition and modern life. In Mongolia, steppe veterinarians are a unique profession. They wear traditional robes, carry both ancient remedies and modern medicine, and travel hundreds of miles on horseback to treat animals. With over 71 million livestock and only 3,400,000 people, animal health is vital for survival, culture, and spirituality. When a horse or sheep falls ill, it can threaten a family's way of life. These veterinarians often ride over 100 miles to provide care, using both antibiotics and traditional herbal remedies. Their work demands expert horsemanship, medical skills, and cultural knowledge. They navigate by stars, endure harsh weather, and work alone in remote areas. To them, animals are family, sources of food, transport, shelter, and clothing. Losing livestock can mean survival or starvation for entire communities. In a culture where animals are family, human relationships are equally vital. Who holds the key to cultural diplomacy in these wide-open lands? In traditional Mongolian nomadic culture, the first person to greet visitors is often the daughter, not the parents. This role reflects a deep cultural system that sees young women as natural diplomats and cultural ambassadors. From childhood, these daughters are trained to carefully observe visitors' eyes, voice, body language, and attitude. They quickly assess whether guests are sincere, friendly, or potentially dangerous. Their judgment shapes how the entire family interacts with visitors. When a guest is offered sute sai with the right hand, along with a sacred white silk scarf called a kadag, it means they are accepted as honored guests. For single men, this gesture can also imply respect and possible romantic interest. In the vast Mongolian steppes, where neighbors may be far apart, these social interactions are vital for survival and community ties. Mongolian daughters guide these relationships using intuition and cultural knowledge. This tradition highlights how women serve not only as caregivers but also as cultural guardians and diplomatic representatives of their families. In Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia's capital, the night market comes alive as temperatures drop to -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Unlike modern markets, cash isn't king. Meat, dried butter, cheese, yogurt, and rock salt serve as currency. It's common to see a nomad trading 5 kilograms of fresh mutton for a used fur coat, once vital for surviving harsh winters. Some areas operate on barter only, with no price tags or money, relying on negotiation through eye contact and experience. For example, 2 wheels of dried cheese might be exchanged for a pair of boots, or dried tea for phone credit. This scene may sound like a fairy tale, but it's real in the 21st century. The night market blends urban residents, nomads, and street vendors. You might find a college student beside an elderly woman in a traditional deal, both sharing laughter while browsing knockoff shoes. For Mongolians, trading meat for clothes isn't poverty but a proud symbol of self-reliance and survival. This is more than commerce. It's cultural exchange based on trust and shared tradition, warmed by a steaming pot of salty tea. Mongolia is a vast country, larger than Alaska and the world's second largest landlocked nation, spanning over 600,000 square miles. Yet with only about 3.5 million people as of 2025, Similar to the population of Chicago, it has the lowest population density on Earth, with around 2 people per square mile. Driving across the steppes, you can go hours without seeing another person, surrounded instead by wild horses, eagles, and wolves. This makes Mongolia one of the most untouched natural places on the planet. Mongolian is the official language, traditionally written in a flowing vertical script. About 95% of the population are Khalkha Mongols, descendants of Genghis Khan's empire, maintaining strong cultural and genetic ties to this historic civilization. With over 260 sunny days a year, Mongolia is known as the land of the eternal blue sky. Even when temperatures drop to -20 degrees Celsius, the skies remain clear and bright. The landscape blends the vastness of deserts, the beauty of grasslands, and endless open skies, wild, free, and largely unspoiled. Subscribe now for more amazing journeys into the world's most extraordinary places. Mongolia is just the beginning. In Mongolia, over 900,000 people still live a traditional nomadic lifestyle, upgraded for the 21st century. Ancient customs blend with modern technology to sustain this way of life. Nomadic homes have wheels, allowing families to follow seasonal patterns and resources. Mornings begin with fermented mare's milk or hot tea with butter and salt, fueling them through temperatures around -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Daily routines mix age-old roles with modern tools. Women tend fires and milk animals, while men herd horses, yaks, or goats that roam miles away. Many families use solar panels to power mini refrigerators, charge smartphones, and access Wi-Fi. Some even deploy drones to find lost animals. Young nomads share their culture globally, herding cattle by day and live streaming from the steppes by night on platforms like YouTube and social media. Without fixed addresses or neighbors, each temporary home marks a chapter in an unbroken story of freedom spanning thousands of years. Modern nomads navigate with GPS, follow ancestral migration routes, and use mobile banking while living in portable homes that can be moved in under 2 hours. It is a seamless fusion of ancient wisdom and contemporary convenience. When 2 Mongolians touch sleeves instead of shaking hands, they're following a traditional greeting tied to the deal, Mongolia's national garment. The deal is more than clothing, it's a survival tool that helped build an empire covering nearly 1/5 of the world. Made from thick wool or raw silk, the deal serves as a coat, blanket, sleeping bag, windbreaker, and storage all in one. Its wide belt holds essential items like spoons, tools, and pouches of fermented mare's milk. The colors and patterns hold deep meaning. Elders wear muted earth tones symbolizing wisdom and connection to the land, while young people choose vibrant reds and oranges representing energy. Patterns tell stories of family, region, and status. Mongolian women's traditional look includes tall hats, embroidered deals, and distinctive braided loops that inspired Princess Leia's hairstyle in Star Wars, showing how Mongolian culture influences global pop culture. Traditional laundry uses diluted fermented mare's milk instead of detergents. This ancient method disinfects, softens, and preserves fabric naturally, showcasing sustainable knowledge that often exceeds modern methods. The deal blends practicality with beauty, fulfilling many functions while expressing cultural identity and artistic creativity. Clothing connects present with past, but what remnants of Mongolia's mighty empire still capture the imagination of travelers today? Mongolia is more than endless grasslands and nomadic camps. It's the birthplace of a powerful empire with historic sites that draw travelers worldwide. Karakoram, the former capital of Genghis Khan's empire, stands as the most significant historical site. Though mostly ruins today, it once ruled lands from Eastern Europe to the Pacific. Visiting Karakoram feels like stepping into the center of medieval world power. Built on its ruins, Erdene Zuyu Monastery is Mongolia's oldest Buddhist temple complex. It symbolizes the country's shift from conquest to spirituality, blending warrior heritage with peaceful philosophy. Nature lovers find wonder in the Orkhon Valley, a UNESCO World Heritage Site featuring the winding Orkhon River and stunning waterfalls. Its untouched landscapes look like living paintings. Lake Kovsgol, known as Mongolia's Blue Pearl, holds nearly 2% of the world's fresh water. Surrounded by mountains and pine forests, the lake's deep, clear waters create an almost supernatural beauty. In Ulaanbaatar, Ganden Monastery is the largest Buddhist center. Its towering 26-meter Buddha statue dominates the skyline, embodying the spiritual heart of modern Mongolia and showing how tradition thrives today. Mongolia's rich culture shines brightest in festivals that honor nomadic life and natural cycles. Sagan Sar, the Lunar New Year, is the most important holiday. Held between late January and early March, this white moon festival unites families across vast distances to honor elders and welcome renewal. People wear traditional deals, share elaborate meals featuring dumplings called boos, and drink bowls of salty milk tea, creating warmth in the frozen steppes. Naadam, the spectacular summer festival, celebrates the three manly sports, wrestling, archery, and horse racing. It honors tradition, nature, and national identity. Mongolia is the only country where horses aren't just transport but sacred extensions of the soul. Children as young as 5 race horses up to 30 kilometers, showcasing horsemanship that once forged empires. In August, Western Mongolia hosts a throat-singing festival celebrating Kumi, a vocal art recognized by UNESCO. Singers produce multiple tones at once, creating sounds that bridge human voice and nature. This music echoes across grasslands like an acoustic conversation between people and the land. These festivals preserve Mongolia's deep cultural heritage, connecting past and present with nature and community. We've explored 20 unique facts showing that Mongolia is truly unlike anywhere else. From deadly sandstorms and ancient hygiene customs to nomads live streaming from the steppes, Mongolia blends traditional wisdom with modern technology. Ancient empires shaped their culture, and harsh environments have forged resilient traditions. Whether it's the surprising obesity crisis, the world's coldest capital, or marriage customs that defy global norms, Mongolia offers incredible surprises beyond the familiar. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share if you enjoy discovering extraordinary stories. Tell me in the comments which fact amazed you most, and see you in the next video exploring another part of our amazing world. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.